Mr. Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Sports Show.
And welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and all my viewers in the state and around the world. It's a very nice day now. It's been very cold the last 2 or 3 hours. We had the heater going over there, turned it off. It's about 16 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's quite pleasant. Sun's out.
We'll be at 5 degrees tonight, apparently.
Yeah. That's what happens with nice days. When we have nice days, there's a nice day.
If we haven't got a heater, bad luck, you just die.
Cold night. Well, before we get into what happened over the weekend, we've got another newspaper clipping from yesteryear.
1965 that was. That was my last year with Pena.
It says Panthers snarl in class display, and it has there Barry Peatling, dynamite.
And blistering the top part there is, what do you say, blistering around the
blistering
and
pace.
Kevin Northcote. Barry Peatling, Kevin Northcote. Had the ball on a string. Yeah. He'd come back for 1 year, but he was hopeless.
This is the late Kevin Northcote.
Oh, yeah, he died, yeah. 4 years ago.
Ex-Hawthorn player.
Yeah, he was a good... Well, he wasn't brilliant, but he was a good footballer.
So it says here, just a one little part at the bottom here, it says Peatling was dynamite all over the ground and kicked 4 goals while resting. See, this is while you were asleep in the forward pocket.
Yeah, I probably have a rest here.
You were having a snooze. While you're having a snooze, you kicked 4 goals.
It would have been better if I woke up at night.
Your mate Northcote, who was hissing, was there any reason why he was hissing like a steam train?
Well, he did do a bit of yapping.
A bit of hissing, steam.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yes, probably was doing that, yeah.
Going around blowing.
And these are the details of the game, see?
This is you, you got 3 votes, yep.
Really?
I'll just have a picture while I read the stats to the viewers. You kicked 4 goals, 28 kicks.
No handballs. I didn't handball.
No handballs, no.
I didn't waste handballs.
And
8 marks.
And 8 marks. Wasn't the fashion. Wasn't the fashion.
Most people that handball back in them days couldn't kick a football properly. And I never handballed at all either.
It was an emergency thing, wasn't it?
Nah, it was emergency.
If you had both feet tied behind your back, and you had 3 guys round your waist,
then you might handball.
Then.
But it wasn't. I mean, I did occasionally handball when someone's in a better position, but I was a very good stab pass and very good long drop. I kicked most of my goals, Colin, were all drop kicks.
Yeah. I
kicked a lot of 50 metre. Actually, I kicked a couple of 60 metre goals at Shepparton many years ago.
So this game here was the 47-point thrashing of the powerhouse Horsham.
They were favourites that day too.
It says there you had the ball on a string.
It wasn't easy, yeah.
It was like a yo-yo.
I haven't had that headline there for a while, but I just sort of soaked it up.
What year was that? Was it last year?
Last year, yeah. I think I finished up 4th in the paper votes, what they call it. Murray Lawson's votes of the year.
Votes of the year. The league. Was it the league?
No, just for... Oh yeah, the league, yeah.
The league, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Okay. But it was a pretty good year, and then I went to Shepparton.
Well, so there we have it, yesteryear. Now, there was no actual Peninsula games on the weekend, Barry.
No, it was the Interleague game. Well, they have the Interleague game once. Did they have it? Did they have one last year? I don't think so. Maybe 2 years, I think it is.
No, I don't know, maybe.
No, we didn't. We only had a bye last year for the long weekend and all that, but yeah, Chelsea. The Peninsula went up to Albury to play the Ovens and Murray, which I thought would probably win easy.
Yep.
And I've been checking the scores on the internet. Couldn't get any results of players, or best players, or goals.
But you did get the score, the final score.
Yeah, they won by 10 points or something, wasn't it?
10 points. So did you have that written down? What it was?
11-14 to 10-10. Yeah.
80 points to 70.
But the Ovens and Murray had Brendan Favola.
Yep.
Sammy Carpenter.
Dean Polo
played for Richmond 2 years ago.
Aaron Edwards. Well, no, he plays for
the Peninsula. Yeah. I thought they would be slaughtered up there, but they. But another thing before I should.
Did we have Milne?
Milne. But I must say, that disgusted. I was talking to one of our committee men up the street just this morning, Colin, because he was up there. He's a manager of the under 19s.
Of course, I was going to ask you, how did Toddy Gardner go?
Well, yeah, Toddy Gardner didn't go very well at all because he wasn't playing. He wasn't even picked in the side. And that is the most disgusting. Whoever you pick that side, you want to get your brains checked out next week. He is the best rover in the competition by far, and not even in the 22.
So that's a message to the selection committee.
That's an insult to Toddy Gardner. I reckon he'd have. How many games we played this year? 5.
5 games.
I reckon he'd have 4. Not only best on the ground for his own side, best on the ground the whole game, the whole 2 sides.
Comp.
He'd have about, if these umpires have got any brains.
So I did hear a rumour that.
Look, I've discussed it.
I did hear a rumour that the same guy who does the write-up is involved in the selection panel for the.
Fatso.
What's his name?
McAvoy.
Wheelchair access.
Yeah,
McAvoy.
the big fatty, but yeah, well, that is, I cannot get over it, because when I was speaking to Kevin Howard up the street this morning, he told me, I said, hey Toddy, he said, he wasn't playing. I felt like smashing a window or smashing something then, but...
started beating people.
I did.
Ramming into stuff.
I mean, that's an insult. He busts his guts out and...
people don't like him, the selection committee.
Because he's too good.
Maybe. Okay, so what about Richmond beating Port Adelaide away?
Well, it's got to be they were $1.40, I think, Port Adelaide. Richmond, I didn't back them. $3.75 or something. But to win over there and hold, I'm just talking to you off air before, to win and hold them to, I know they kicked bad 5-13, but to hold them to 5 goals in Port Adelaide. The last time we were there, we got wet by 16 goals.
Yeah, and there were 46,000 people, and it was Kane Corn's last game, 300th game, big rev-ups and all that sort of stuff.
You'd think that'd spur him on, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He tagged...
he actually was best on ground for them.
He was. He tagged Adelaide, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was Tigers. I said to Phil last week we'd be in trouble. Keep following them now, Phil. From now on, they've got their they're in their mojo now.
So Richmond are currently in 8th position.
They've got a pretty good percentage now.
Pretty good, 107, I think. Can they make the 8, Barry?
I reckon they will now. I reckon that's got a. Is that game 7?
Game 7.
7. They played 7 games.
8 games. 4-4.
4-4, are we? Well, I reckon. I predicted they'll make the top 4, but you never know because if they get a good run on like this. They started their run about around 11 last year, didn't they? With their 9 games in a row win.
Yeah, but they were shot.
They were gone.
They were shot, and people were starting to talk mathematically.
Bottom.
Bottom, or they had a mathematical chance, and no one believed it until then they won their last 9 games. But they need to not do that try to do that every year.
No, they're going to get a couple of players back next week, and I reckon that's going to look. That doesn't spur them on. Nothing will spur them on. I mean, that is a very, very good. I tuned in on the radio, and it was 48-23. That was about half time, I think. Because no broadcast, it just gives scores, and I got the result later last night. I got tuned into AFL. Getting very clever on the internet.
Yeah, on the interweb.
Scores.
Get all the scores, and it's good watching the scores on the internet.
It was
paper is sort of the thing of the past, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was quite excited, so I'm very happy to be talking about it. PH, it's a very good win. So,
what about Nathan Fyfe? Just talk about
I'll tell Phil. Phil doesn't bet very much, I can tell you now. I'll tell Phil and Jerry, watching this, get some money, build up a little bank, and put a lot of money on Nathan Fyfe to win the Brownlow. He will win the Brownlow by a space.
I think he's the...
and he's 6-4 at the moment. I'm going to have a couple under on him.
Yeah, I think he's... unless he belts someone.
He won't, not now. He's had his little close shave with it, but...
he might trip someone or belt someone.
I think I said to you last year, he's the best footballer I've seen. And I reckon, I'll go back as far as say that he's the best footballer I've seen for about 50 years.
You know what pick he was in the draft?
Don't know. But
number 20.
And I reckon he's very skinny, apparently.
Yeah, he's skinny. They're worried about him.
He is the best classist. He takes the marks. He can run. He can kick goals. He can turn. He's just a freak. And I reckon he's got at least, 6 best on the ground already.
Yeah.
And that's 18.
Yeah, I think so.
Is Phil. If you've got any spare cash, I know you're not much of a punter, and Jerry, build a little bank up and put it on Nathan. If you can get on now, $2.25, it's 6-4 or 5-4. We'll collect the money. No worries. I reckon he's nearly got it sewn up now.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Might be right.
Who else has
got 18 votes.
Who else has been starring?
6 threes. Oh, there's been people that are not as much as him, but yeah, I'd say...
He's just so good. He's just so much class above the rest of the players at the moment. He just does what he takes a big mark and he can kick goals and he can... Very hard to tackle.
Very hard.
So don't forget, for PH, Nathan Fyfe will win the Brownlow by a space.
Here it is, you heard it first. So let's talk about local footy. Who's Chelsea playing next week?
Chelsea are playing... did I write that down there?
No, I asked you. We might have to come back to it.
Mornington at home they're playing, which will be a tough game for Chelsea because they're in the top 2 or 3, as you said. I think they're number 2, aren't they?
Number 2, 4 wins, 1 loss.
Oh, they lost one, have they?
Lost one. So they've got 170 percentage.
170?
Yeah, we've won 1 game and got a 66%.
No, we're not travelling too flash at all, mate. I don't know who we've got.
We're just not clicking.
And I must apologise.
Here we go.
That ruckman I was talking about last week, Paul. What's his name? Paul Brook. His name is Stuart Brook. Sorry, Stuart. For God's sake. How did I get Paul?
Anyway.
He's one. I give him 2 votes.
2 votes.
So if you're watching this,
Stuart.
Sorry about that, but
well worthy of the 2 votes. So that's who they're playing next week. When you get the full wrap and coverage, you'll be there live.
There should be a good crowd there.
And so you better maybe pick up your effort because then you're going to the get the votes. If you're watching here,
I'll be there, all right. And I think it's Ryan Stewart and Brett Guerrero should be right. So, and Brett, you got to get up, you got to start firing up, mate. Show some of that form you're playing with Hawthorn because we're going to need Brent Guerrero. What do they call him?
Fluffy.
No.
Hairpiece. No.
Gorgeous. Some funny. Not a very good nickname, but you got to get yourself fired up, Brett. And kick a few goals and smarten them up. It'll be a tough game to win, but you never know in this game of football. Things can change and whatever.
Yep. So let's better perform for the second half of the season. Now, who is any Cheerios, Barry?
Yeah, I've got a new Cheerio. I'll give her in a minute. Of course, Annie and Carl, they've been watching all the time, and they didn't have a blackout, but they had an internet connection stuffed up the last 2 days.
Oh.
God, right me. And apparently, she's in a little town. There's another town down the road. They're on.
Oh.
But Longapo gets a flick. Apparently, they don't like Longapo. These politicians up there around there. 2 days, no internet. PH, Sandy and Carlos, how's things going, PH? So, one thing about, he reckons it was cold a couple of nights. We rang up last week. I rang up last week. He said it was night time. He said it was cold.
No.
But he doesn't. He came down to Melbourne for the reunion last February. He said, "Oh, I got to get back to Canada." He was complaining about being cut. Phil.
Phil, come on, Phil.
Get it. I don't know.
Wear a jumper,
he reckons that.
Wear a jumper.
It gets cool up there, but I always thought it was hot.
Wear a jumper.
I lived in Darwin. Darwin's always, it never gets cold.
Probably went down to 20 degrees in the middle of the night.
But he doesn't like the cold weather. But so how's things going? Don't forget what I told you earlier in this video about the Nathan Fyfe, because of course Jerry mentioned Jerry before. Yeah. How's it going, Jerry? All right? Everything under control up there, is it? Yeah, I think it probably is because Phil reckons he knows what he's doing. And I got a new viewer. Where do you reckon this woman comes from? Has about 45.
Kazakhstan.
No,
Turkmenistan.
Right. Starts with C.
Cook Islands.
No.
Okay, I'll give up.
Cambodia.
Right. Nancy
from Cambodia, she found me on the whatever they find it. Yeah, and she said we've been watching my YouTube and nice to see you tuned in, Nancy. Hope you enjoy it. Just keep tuned in and you'll get some. She probably doesn't know what I'm talking about football.
Yeah.
But she's Cambodia. So there you go.
Mm.
That's near.
It's in Asia.
That's
near Vietnam.
That's it. Is it?
Yeah.
Is that where that fella killed thousands and thousands? Idi Amin, is that in Idi Amin's
No, that's
thing?
in Africa, but that was the killing fields. Pol Pot.
Pol Pot. Thousands of skulls around stacked up. Yeah. I think I said Idi Amin. No, but they were both bad, weren't they?
70s, yeah, they're both bad.
Both bad. Pol Pot, yeah.
Pol Pot.
So
anyway, stop it.
Pol Pot's gone anyway. So I hope you enjoy the video, Nancy, because you sound like a nice lady. But that's nearly about all.
So that's
We've covered a fair bit of territory today in this video today, and hopefully Chelsea can come back next week with a win and cheer up including me, cheer up the supporters and including me.
Yep.
So that's about all we got for today.
Yep. So that's goodbye from me.
Bye bye.